Hello and welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Animals and Pets with Partha. Today I take you to stories that dates back about 3 or more decades from now. At the time there were some wonderful dog shows happening in the city of Calcutta, and I was also one of the organizers of some of the biggest shows in this city. We had at the time an exhibitor who actually had a stock of diamonds, and he had a bright idea. He made sort of rings out of them, and the judges who came to judge the show after the show, when we had the after-show dinner, he would make it a point to take and present a diamond ring to the judges who judged the show. So what happened was, initially we didn't realize what was going to happen, but then later on we knew that what transpired. These diamond rings actually, what effect it had on the shows that happened and to that particular exhibitor. And that exhibitor used to handle his own dogs. It was never a crime in India because our chairman and our people preferred that they would be handling their own dogs and they would be showing under their own judges that they have given licenses to. So they put a pressure on the judges, so the judges are compelled to give them the biggest awards. So this has been a practice in this country and has never been changed for selfish reasons. So at the time, this exhibitor gave these rings to the judges, and the judges sort of were overjoyed. They never received such gifts anywhere in the world, I'm sure. Means I have judged in more than 100 odd times around many countries of the world, and nobody has given me even a copper ring. Of course, they've given me some lovely little mementos and presents, but not a diamond ring for certain. And then this was the only place people were getting diamond rings. So what happened was, this exhibitor who was showing some decent dogs, they were good dogs. They would, on their merit, win some big awards at the time. But what he made sure was, by giving these diamond rings, the word went around, and so these judges who went back sent their friends over, and they all knew that if they put up certain dog, they would get a diamond ring. So this started reverberating, and you would see that a lot of these, the result of the diamond ring was that this exhibitor won stupendously with his dogs. And that was, we realized at a later point, that it was a very bright idea to present diamond ring indiscriminately. Of course, he had a stock of a lot of diamonds with him. Then came a time when he finished all his stock of diamonds, and then there were other people who took over. They realized it was a very glamorous field, and there were new people in India who were making more and more money. And the money people, they had a way that their money can buy anything. So for their pleasures, they would be buying dogs, and they would put handlers and things like that, and they would go to dog shows. They would think how they can buy the organizers. They would talk to the organizers, and they said, please fix some shows, we want to win. My daughter was crying because the dogs won. I must make sure that my dogs win. Means I have to make my wife happy, so the dogs must win. So all the sort of excuses boiled down to dogs had to win. And so what the organizers, slowly and certainly the word went round, and the syndicate, of course, who actually has been corrupting this game for the last 2 or more decades, as we all know in this country and around the world, that India is the most corrupt dog game country in the world, and is being ruled by a syndicate who's actually, through his sycophants, has been operating a racket where he fixes judges, and the judges come and put up certain dogs and these dogs, the owner of these dogs pays lots of money to him, and then he organizes all these shows and all the big awards, and he channelizes them and sees that these dogs win. And so the result is there is a group of people who are making a lot of money, and then finally matters had to go to court. So it's not a very happy scenario in this country, and the dog game is really staggering. And what happened, the result, is that most of the people in this game, the decent people who were great exhibitors, who were breeders and who were breeding dogs so that their own home breeding would be winning at shows, they would import dogs and they would breed them much better. That's the whole idea. They used to breed better and better dogs. That was their aspiration. But then all their aspirations and their dreams got shattered because this syndicate organized all these dogs to win, and these exhibitors preferred to bring in some odd dogs, which with difficulty they will be able to spell the name of the dogs. I can assure you. And they got them with handlers and all that sort of thing. And so lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of rupees were spent on those handlers, because the handlers were well known to the foreign judges. And the handlers would say, these are the judges you please call. And they had the good rapport with these judges. So it's all synchronized, and they would win all the top awards of this country, and it's been going on for such a long time. So finally, of course, all corruption has to end someday, and therefore matters went to court, and now everybody knows who the syndicate is and who are the people who are actually his stooges and his sycophants, who are living on his from the crumbs that is thrown at them by the syndicate. Now, it is a time that we must put an end to this. This has gone too far. And unless we do that, we are killing this game. And of course, you see, in every other field in the dog world, the registration system has become totally fake. All the registrations that are generated are mostly 95% are all false, because they give you a microchip, which is in a needle, and you push it into any dog, any dog in the breed, and that dog becomes, or that paper belongs to that dog, and the dog belongs to that paper, which is actually not true. And so this is how a huge amount, thousands of rupees are being charged for just a piece of fake paper. And this paper, actually, this is no, it doesn't, if you have an ordinary car and you put a sticker of a Mercedes or maybe a Rolls Royce or a Ferrari, it doesn't become a Ferrari, is it? And so, it's foolish to have such papers put on bad dogs. So this is being a trend, and people feel that they're very bright and they're very intelligent people, but not really so, because you don't know the subject. So, for you, some of you don't know anything about cars. So you see a Ferrari symbol and it's a Ferrari. It's not a Ferrari. Inside there's an ordinary car, which is not in the class of Ferrari. So this has been going on and it's been very funny. Now take, for example, judges. The judges actually, some of the greatest judges who have made a name for themselves in other countries, Indian judges I'm talking about, they have done it on their own merit, and they have developed their own expertise, and that's how they are well known around the world, and they are re-invited all the time. And then there are judges who have been only invited once, and they have really made themselves look like jokers there in the country, because they were actually licensed by the syndicate. The syndicate gave them gratis license for all the, because they have been good sycophants, and just as a reward, these licenses were given. And not only that, the syndicate also let them travel once, so that then they are never recalled back. So that saves him a lot of trouble. So they will not come back and say, "Get me more foreign appointments." So these are all very funny matters. But finally, what it boils down to is that our dog game has been suffering, and that our dog game has been disgraced beyond imagination. And in order to, one has to learn dogs. First you have to learn dogs, then you go for your judging licenses. It's not like you take a pilot's license and you don't know anything about flying an aircraft. What will you do with an aircraft? You will go up into the sky. If you can manage to go up into the sky, you're going to dive down and collapse on the ground, and you will kill yourself and all the others with it. So that is what has happened in most cases. So we have a very funny system that you see in this country. Most of the awards in the shows are all fixed, pre-booked. Because there's so many awards, so many challenges to give. So you will have some odd chances for people to win here and there, but the main awards, which are all sold out. Now, whatever the organizers can sell, they will all sell it beforehand. So it's a the show is all sold out beforehand. So, the money is already earned, the show expenses are already in the pocket, and the syndicate and its sycophants are already have their own share of money and own share of profit. And so that's how the show is going on. And I challenge, the moment you put an end to it, there will be, a lot of these sycophants will not organize shows because there's no profit in it. And that's what has happened now. Because of the pandemic, a lot of, and all these court cases and all that, a lot of these sponsors who'd actually been promoting all this, the syndicate and its stooges, they have actually backed out, and they are not they're not to be seen. So under the circumstances, you will see that most of the shows are not happening. But the shows that are, do not have the influence of the syndicate, you will see that some, generally people want to go there. But when you damage a system, this sport has been so badly hit by so much of corruption, that you will find that people do not talk with respect for our shows, and some people do go, but then and most of the handlers that are also operating, they're actually operating as agents of the judges and the organizers for getting clients for who would pay up front to book some positions at dog shows. So finally, and before I end, I would request that please do subscribe to my channel, and then you will be notified if you tap on the bell button. I would be letting you know all the upload status that will happen from time to time, which is very frequently, and I will be talking on many different sort of animals and the sport and the hobby, and of course a lot of great knowledgeable people in the field will also be with me, and we will take this channel to greater heights so that it is helpful, and you get to learn from experiences of the people who actually been involved in the sport, and not just by sort of sharing information that is available on the internet. So till my next episode, goodbye, and see you soon again in a while. Bye and good night.